You might have noticed on some of my later videos that I've just returned from a trip to Italy. I posted a few videos. 3 things I do whenever I go to Italy. 1, I go to Venice. 2, I go to the Ferrari Museum. And 3, I go to a lot of flea markets because you can find a bargain. I mainly look for leather belts, and I'm going to show you a few which I've picked up over the last 2 years. This is just got a plain buckle, but it's a full leather. They're usually second hand, but they're not in not bad condition. €1, that's what I paid for that. Another one, a little bit better condition, pretty ordinary buckle, but solid leather, a little bit of a pattern, €1. Another belt. This has been sewn, although it's a single piece of leather, but with some decorative stitching. €1. This is a nice belt. It's got a bit of a fancier buckle. It's got this antique, I don't know what finish, almost a I don't know how to describe it. The finish on the belt sort of like a, I don't know, animal skin look, I don't know. Made in Italy. €2. Another average belt, but nice solid leather finish with a bit of a design, an embossed design on the belt. Leather. €2. Here's a belt with a fancier buckle. I look for fancy buckles. A bit decorative. Leather's just a plain leather, nothing special. But you know, for €1, you can't complain. This has got a bit of a well-known brand buckle, Jack and Jones. So I've seen these on eBay. They go for about 15, 20 US, 10, depends on the condition and the buckle. €2. This isn't leather, but I bought this belt mainly for the buckle. It's a nice looking buckle, pops through top of fixing. €1. Here's another name brand buckle which I went for, Diesel. You can see the tags, all genuine tags, made in Italy. They're proud of the fact that they manufacture these belts in Italy. €2. Now the best belt I found was this one. This has got a plain buckle, but the decoration on the belt is pretty elaborate. There's a USA, fancy stitching, bit of a design embossed onto the leather, eagle, another much bigger eagle across the back, carved into the leather. This belt made in Mexico. I don't know if you can see it, but it's made in Mexico. You can buy these on eBay for about 15 US. I paid €2 for this belt. So it's probably got a bit of history. Who knows who was wearing this belt. Now these are some belts. This is a belt I've got which I bought in Sydney, Australia. The buckle's nothing fantastic. But you can see we've got the Sydney Opera House, Indigenous person, Sydney Harbour Bridge. Bit of Australiana on the belt. This belt is solid leather. You can tell the leather by the roughness of the inside of the belt. See how rough it is? That's a good sign that it's genuine leather. This cost $50 Australian. Now the reason, why do I buy leather and strictly leather belts? See this belt here? It looks a bit raggedy. It's full leather. It doesn't look too healthy. I've had this belt for 20 years and I wear this belt every day on my work clothing, my work pants. Every day of the week, 5 days a week for 20 years, still working. And this is why I don't buy other belts. Here's a belt which someone else gave me. What does it say on the back? Leather. Where's it made? After only a few months of wearing it, this is what happens. It comes apart. And it still cost about $20–25 Australian. So I'm not sure what part of this belt is leather, but you can see from the damage to the holes it can't be a good type of leather, or it's most probably not leather at all. They just stamp it with leather. So I would never buy a belt like this ever again. Now apart from leather belts, sometimes you find something unusual. This year I found this. Come across this in a flea market. A Rolex. Now I know it's a fake Rolex, but it looks nice. Only cost me €20. How do I know that it's a fake Rolex? Well, there's 10 different signs you can look for. The belt, the what do you call this? The band isn't original. It was put on after. Still had the price tag on the band, on the wristband. So I guess the guy who had this found the watch, or got the watch, and had a pretty damaged wristband, so he put a new one on to make the watch look better than what it was. But I just bought it because the fact that it was a Rolex, or fake Rolex. It's got a lot of wear on it, so I'm guessing even though it was a fake Rolex, the guy who had it, or the person who had it, wore it quite a bit. Otherwise it wouldn't have all this wear and patina. I'm going to do another video and I'm going to go through the steps. An amateur, and I stress that amateur, not a professional guy, can quickly check whether a Rolex is fake or not. I'm using information that I got off the internet, so it's not information, it's not my own information, so don't be too critical when you see that video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my next video.